this guy from Zimbabwe owns a land in England of size equivalent to 240 football pitches. Welcome back to LDN Africa. Hey, how is this even possible? I can't even speak. Like, this is insane. How? I saw this on social media and I was like, wow. So yeah, I want to know who that guy is. How did he do it? And how much money he's making from it? And yeah, how did he start up? So this is very, very interesting. So I've got a video here. I'm gonna watch it and react to it. So you guys are gonna watch it with me. I'm gonna see, it's like a short interview of him, He's gonna tell us how the hell he's doing that. All right, let's go.
Swahili we say asante sana.
Oh, thank you very much.
Yes, so could you introduce yourself and tell them what you do?
Yeah, I'm David Mwanaka. I am a farmer in the UK. I mean, that's one thing I'm always asked. If I tell someone I'm a farmer, the assumption is I'm a farmer in Africa. And then when you tell them I'm a farmer in the UK, for real, you're a farmer in the UK?
Yeah.
And then for some naughty people, then the thing is, oh, you're a farmer in the UK, or do grow marijuana. So I sometimes come across people who tell me such stories. Oh, you are black. More likely than not, maybe you are growing marijuana.
Yes.
But I don't grow marijuana. I grow African crops that we grow up eating in Africa.
Yeah.
And one of them is white maize, or mahindi in Swahili.
Yes.
Yeah, and I grew up eating that in Zimbabwe. And when I came to the UK, it wasn't available.
Yeah.
So I would dream eating white maize, but it wasn't known in the UK.
Yeah.
So for me, I started the business because I just wanted to eat something that I grew up eating in Africa.
Back home.
Back home, yes.
This is that's very inspiring. So that's his reason why he started this business. So it's a farming business. So he's growing corn, white corn, maize. White corn is growing in that massive land in the UK. Yeah, because he loved it when he was little, as he said in the interview, like, very clearly. So it's very likely then we've eaten some of his corn, probably from Tesco, Sainsbury's, or something like that. So yeah, let's continue watching.
Yes,
That was the gap you are trying to fill.
It, yes, yeah.
Oh.
And I didn't even know there are also many people out there who enjoy eating white maize. It just that I started something that that was for myself and my family. My wife enjoys eating white maize, maybe more than I do, and it was just for myself and my family.
And now here we are.
Yes, 26 years down the line, I've got people from Asia, from South America, from Africa, of course, who enjoy eating my white maize.
How does that make you feel that you followed something and followed it diligently?
Yeah, I'm proud of it, yeah, because then it has been a long journey and difficult as well. I don't want to lie. I mean, for anyone who is into farming out there, they know it's a lot of work. And at times, it doesn't always pay off. At times, you work for years and you get no results.
Yeah.
Even the very first year I started farming, it was a dry year. So we lost, I would say, 3/4 of the crop that we had.
Really?
Yeah. So, and since then, probably every 3-4 years, we've got a drought spell. We got our crops destroyed by drought. Last year, we probably lost 1/5 of our crop to drought.
Yeah.
So we've come to just accept this will happen.
In the first few years, he lost like 3/4 of his crop, just due to dryness, dry crops. But he's saying that droughts cause he's lost every 3 to 4 years. So every 3 to 4 years, it's too dry for his crops, and then he loses some of them. But we're talking about England here. Droughts in England. Or is it talking about like the heat waves we had recently, or well before that? I mean, I don't see no droughts in England. Like, what droughts is he talking about? I don't know what he's talking about, to be fair. But yeah, he's been doing it for 26 years. Now, fair play to him. Fair play to him. Let's continue.
From time to time.
Yes.
But irrespective of that, we've got to do what we are supposed to do. We'd have to continue farming until...
You do what you gotta do.
Yeah.
You know, it's very important because you said you're from Zim.
Yes, I'm
from Zimbabwe.
Yes.
And you know, sometimes also one of the naughty questions people ask is, how did you get here? Did you come with a camel, a boat? You know, that's like that.
I thought you were going to say, you were going to ask you. I thought your question was,
yes.
The irony is you're from Zimbabwe, where they are taking land from the whites, and you are in the UK.
Yes.
So are you trying to revenge or what?
I'm gonna come there because even me, I want to understand, because them right now they are taking back their land, right? You are in a white man's land, respectfully, right? But before we get there, why did you leave Zim and how did you get here?
Yeah, well, I left Zim in 1991. I was working as
this part is important. Yeah, she stressed on the fact that he's in the white man's land. England, we're talking about here. And he's going to tell us why he left Zimbabwe. He's from Zimbabwe. So let's see.
Journalist in Zimbabwe.
Yeah.
And then I just got fed up working as a journalist in Zimbabwe. And I thought, well, let me just... because my brother was in the UK already.
Yeah.
And I thought maybe if I would go to my brother in the UK, maybe I might enjoy and start a new life in the UK.
Yes.
Yeah, my first years were extremely difficult because I was okay in Zimbabwe. I had a good job there. Came over here. I tried to get a job in journalism. It simply didn't work. And I was doing all sorts of jobs. Really, when I say all sorts of jobs, I mean it, because I worked as a traffic warden, or if you don't know that, you go about giving tickets to people who are wrongly parked.
You are one of the people who give tickets?
Well, I used to.
Yes.
Yeah, so that's some years ago.
Yeah.
And I bet I didn't give a ticket to any one of you.
That is watching us. Yeah.
So yeah, and I did all sorts of jobs. I worked as a
give out parking tickets. This guy. But yeah. So yeah, it's just, to be fair, humble beginnings. Well, you said he had a good job back in Zimbabwe. Like, I mean, he had a good living in Zimbabwe. Not like he was, you know, badly struggling back there, back home. But very interesting. I just decided that he wanted to join his family, I think. And yeah, got to the UK and didn't see white corn available in the shops and that, and he said, okay, let me just grow white corn. And after 26 years, here he is. Don't know how much he's making, didn't mention in the video, but definitely making millions. From what I can see, 480 acres of land. That's crazy. Fair play to him. And I haven't even mentioned his name. His name is David Mwanaka. Mwanaka. I don't know if I said it properly. Zimbabweans, let me know how you pronounce it properly. But yeah, my guy David, chapeau. Okay guys, this is the bit where he talks about how he managed to get that land.
And then, but I had no idea how to get the land. So what I did was something that one would say was so stupid, because I put an advert in a free newspaper. The newspaper used to advertise cars and, mostly cars and some household items than farming. So I put an advert in that newspaper that I was looking for land to grow white maize. And then there happened to be one journalist who used to look for some adverts that don't make sense.
Yes.
And then he came across that advert, and it surely didn't make sense to him.
Yeah.
One, my name was David Mwanaka, I'm looking for land to grow white maize. Simply couldn't figure out. David Mwanaka is mostly we would assume it's an African name. Mwanaka is an African name. And then he did not know what white maize was. So as a result, he was really intrigued. He said, let me write about this fellow, because he called me and said, okay, are you interested in an interview? Because I simply don't understand your advert. I don't know what it is that you want to do. And sure enough, I said, Anna, yeah, I'm not going to lose anything. So he interviewed me, and then it was one of the national newspapers. And after that, I had a few calls, I think 3 calls from, one was in Wales, Stonehenge, one in Milton Keynes, that's not far from here, and another one, the last one was in London, somewhere in North London. And I was living in Tilbury then, which is not far from North London. So I thought, well, I'll take the one in North London. It was just a 10-acre piece of land. So that's really how we started. We started on that 10-acre piece of land, and 3/4 of the crop actually died because it was a dry year.
Yeah.
So that's how really I started.
That's how you started.
Yeah.
But this is a 10-acre.
So he started in London. He started with land in London, North London. Which part again, you said?
Starting on that 10-acre piece of land.
Okay, so he started with a 10-acre piece of land in North London. Okay, he didn't say the location, the exact location, but he said he used to live in Tilbury, not far from Tilbury, he said. So this is crazy. So yeah, how did he get the land? He advertised on a national newspaper, where usually people advertise, like, selling cars and like other things, household items, he said. But he advertised his desire to purchase a land for him to farm white corn. Most people didn't know what white corn was. This is crazy.
That's how you started.
Yeah.
But this is a 10-acre land. How do you acquire it? Do you buy it? Do they give it to you? Do they lease it to you? And how much did you put on the land?
It was just a short lease. Fortunately, it was owned by a college. And the college said, Anna, you just pay us when you harvest the crop.
Wow.
So, so I had that window when I could grow my crop and then harvest and then pay them.
Yeah.
The land was, I think, £200 a year. It was still a lot of money then. So I thought, well, let me try. Yeah. If I fail, maybe I'll go back to my day job and raise.
So it was a short lease. So that's how he was paying for the land, a short-term lease. And it was owned by the college, a college in North London. And they say to him that from the profit you get from the crop, you'll pay them back from the profit you get. So no first payment, no instant payment, but pay them after you get profit, which is actually very, very nice.
A bit more money to pay the rent. So yeah, I took up that 10-acre piece of land and I started farming from there. The following year, we had a bit more land. I think we were on 30-something acres here. Although we didn't really use all the 30 acres.
Yes.
And then from there we kept on moving to other farms around the place.
Yeah.
And this year we moved into this land,
to
this farm,
land,
yes, which is 480 acres.
Oh.
And we're just settling.
You're just settling.
Yeah.
But when you're going through getting the land, do you have a young family you're raising, and is your wife not looking at you like, why can't he get like an office job? What is this man doing? What is she saying at this particular moment?
Well, not now, but because the whole family is into farming.
Yeah.
But then when it started, she thought I was crazy. I mean, farming in the UK, there was hardly any black farmer who was into arable farming in the country. I would say I'm the first arable black farmer in the UK. So it did not really make sense that I was going to farming, and also farming something that myself, her, or anyone could think would make a living out of it.
Yes.
It was just, everything was just new. And at the same time, I remember the very first year, I thought, let me get a bit of information on how to grow white maize in the UK. So I called the Maize Growers Association in the UK. They grow yellow maize, not white. That's yellow maize for animal feed. Yeah. So I called the president of that association and he said, no, you can't grow white maize in the UK. It's more of a tropical crop. And when I tried to ask a few more questions, then just said, no, you're wasting my time. Then just hang up on me. And I spent a few days depressed, thinking, oh, that's the end of my vision. That's the end of my dream. I can't farm white maize in the UK because he is the president of the maize association in the UK. He said you can't do it. So that's it.
So hold on. When he first started, he called the Maize Growers Association in the UK. So like the head of the Maize Growers Association in the UK, he called him up and asked questions on how can you grow white maize in the UK. And at the time, they were only growing yellow maize in the UK. They didn't know really about white maize, white corn. And obviously they were like, no, what are you talking about? This is not possible. It's a tropical, it's too much of a tropical crop. It can't happen in the UK. And he was like, no, he was determined, asking, other questions and things like that. And they were like, no, you're wasting our time. Hanged up on him. So that's how it all started. He didn't give up. And guys, this is a lesson for you guys and for myself. When you have a vision, keep going at it. If you believe in it, if you really, really believe in it deep down, just go for it. Thank you guys for watching. See you in the next video. Peace. On this channel, we provide African culture, facts, and business.